Welcome into Snow The Goalie. We are here live at Chickies and Pete's in Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. And ladies and gentlemen, while there are people currently watching on the screen as your team, your town, your Philadelphia Phillies show an absolute, utter ineptitude in the field, there is one team in town that's playing well, and that's the Philadelphia Flyers, who wake up once again on another beautiful April morning in a playoff spot. Third in the Metropolitan Division with arguably the biggest matchup of the year to come on Thursday night in Detroit, followed by a game this weekend in Winnipeg, and then home games against Carolina and Montreal on a back-to-back to close things out. Who will be in net? Can Vladar play all four? Will he play two? We'll get to that. And Jason Myrtetus will be joining the show shortly. And
he should be here. He should be here momentarily. He just hit a little bit of traffic coming down Westchester Pike. So.
And we have Phantoms defenseman, soon enough to be Flyers defenseman, David Jiricek, also joining the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Snow the Goalie. Anthony SanFilippo is here, looking dapper as ever. Anthony, how are you?
Doing great. You know, I love coming to Chickies and Pete's every Wednesday, but I particularly love coming to the one here in Drexel Hill because it's 5 minutes from my house.
It was a nice happy hour drive here for me, and that's fine.
That's why fine. I love coming to this Chickies and Pete's.
You love the hour.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You like the, what was it? A 5 minute walk for you? How many steps did you get in?
You know, I probably could walk here. It would be a little bit of a.
I think you probably should. Maria,
it would be a little bit of a hike, but
Maria's over there. Yeah, your wife thinks that you should walk. Yeah. Make him walk home. Make him walk home in the dark.
Yeah.
Do you think he could find his way? I'm not so sure.
I was stunned she found her way here without the GPS today.
Nah, she's got a better sense of direction than that. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. We're hoping that you're having a great night wherever you are right now. And Anthony, when Mert gets here, we can dive into this with him. But obviously, Flyers pick up a win against New Jersey that they had to have. And in fairness, it is the weakest of the opponents. And they did something that Philly teams a lot of times fail to do. They put their foot on the throat of the opposition, and they vanquished, eliminated, snuffed out the playoff hopes of the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if the Devils really believed that they had playoff hopes remaining, even though they were mathematically still alive. But I was impressed by that game. Like I kind of thought that was a game that the big emotional win Sunday night against the Bruins, jumping into a playoff spot for the first time since right after the Ducks game, right? It was like literally right after that they fell out of a playoff spot a couple games after that. And I really kind of felt like this could be a little bit of a letdown. You know, looking ahead, the Red Wings game, we know is uber important. And then you have, the two home games next week where you're hoping to make the playoffs. I know the Jets are in between. But I kind of thought that Devils game could be a little bit of a trap for the Flyers. And I thought that they could fall to that. Well, they didn't. They played a pretty darn good game. Now, there was a stretch where the Devils really, pushed it and brought it, but that's when Dan Vladar was the difference. And
huge.
I mean, massive. He was unbelievable in net. It was a great performance by Vladar overall. I know that, you look at Zegras and Forster each score twice, but if I had to pick the player of the game, it's Dan Vladar. Yes, Zegras gets you those 2 goals and the first 3.5 minutes of the game. You're probably losing that game in the sometime in the second period before Forster scores if it weren't for Dan Vladar.
I mean, it's the story of the season, right? It's Dan Vladar or bust. A lot of this has been built on the back of Dan Vladar. And he was exceptional on Tuesday night. And I will not name names, but there were some people in about a week or so ago that saw the way that Sam Ersson was playing and started floating out, well, maybe they split the time down the stretch. Nay. You got here on the back of Dan Vladar, and by God, you will get the rest of the way on the back of Dan Vladar, which actually does lead us to, I mean, there's going to be not load management here, but it seems inconceivable. He's not going to play all 4 to close out the year. Obviously, there's a back-to-back Monday. You have to start kind of mapping this thing out and also take into account there's going to be a gap. Like if the Flyers do make the playoffs, their final game will be on the 14th. The regular season ends on the 16th, but that's all West Coast games. There are some Eastern Conference games. Senators and the Red Wings both play on the 15th. But realistically, the Flyers might not play from the 14th until somewhere around the 19th potentially.
I would bet since all the Metropolitan Division teams are done on the 14th, that game one of the two series involving Metropolitan Division teams will be on Saturday.
The 18th.
Yes.
Okay.
I would bet that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that game two is the 20th. I think it's just that knowing that they've been off the longest, they will play that Saturday.
Yeah.
Regardless of where the games are, who's playing, just the Metropolitan teams will play Saturday. That's my expectation.
And if that happens, you're looking at roughly a 4-day gap or whatever, 3 days off.
Yeah.
So we have to actually have this consideration, though, like who plays and when. So I think Vladar has to start tomorrow.
Vladar will play tomorrow, and I bet he plays Saturday in Winnipeg.
I agree. And then it's Ersson and net
it depends.
on Monday.
So it depends. I would think that assuming you need both games, right? Let's say you have to win
Detroit and Winnipeg.
No.
Oh, you
both
mean
home games.
Carolina and
if
Montreal.
You have to win, if you know you're going to have to win both. Let's say you cannot clinch Monday, right? You're probably going Ersson against Carolina, Vladar against Montreal. But if you can clinch against Carolina, you might go Vladar there. You might.
So 3 straight.
4 straight. 5 straight.
You said if you can clinch against Carolina.
Yeah, that's the first.
Oh,
one.
yeah. Well, I'm not thinking about the one that he just played.
No,
okay,
yeah, but
okay.
I'm just saying, yeah. So I would say that they're probably leaning Ersson that game, but I also will. I think the importance of the game. Let's put it this way: if they're in a situation, Russ, where they could be eliminated against Carolina, Dan Vladar will play.
Okay.
Like if you are if let's say that things go kind of sideways the next couple games, and they could be eliminated with a loss against Carolina, Dan Vladar will be in net.
Okay.
They won't let the season ride on
Sam Ersson
in that spot.
It's funny because if you think about it, like in a way, if it weren't a back-to-back with Carolina and Montreal, you'd probably be looking at having Ersson start against Winnipeg because that game is out of conference. It doesn't have nearly the same kind of ramifications. And yet, the schedule is laid out the way that it is. By the way, I see people in the comments over on YouTube asking, is this the cart before the horse? No, because here's the thing. One of two things happens. Either they make it and they're the third team in the Metropolitan Division, or they don't make it, and we're all talking next week about what a sad state of affairs it is that they fell on their face. So you have to kind of play out the scenarios here, and it's incredibly unlikely that the Flyers, given where they're at right now, would get the second wild card spot. It very much feels like that could go.
I wouldn't say it's incredibly unlikely. So let me map it out for you, Russ.
Sure.
So right now they only have a 2-point lead on Columbus,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Columbus currently would win the tiebreaker. There is still a very thin and narrow path for the Flyers to get ahead of Columbus in the tiebreaker, but it's very likely that they will not, right? So all it takes for the Flyers to lose one game in regulation and Columbus to win one game, and Columbus passes you in the division. So then the wild card comes back into play again. Now, as it is, you're not winning a tiebreaker against Ottawa, right? That's certainly not happening. They have a lot more regulation overtime wins. I look at that and I sit there and go, okay, well, you still have a chance, but you're going to need some help. Like you could still end up in the wild card. It's not outside the realm of possibility that they do fall behind Columbus, but it would have been much nicer if Detroit would have just won that game for them last night. But Detroit gives up a goal to Fantilli with like a minute to go or less than a minute to go.
Yeah.
How many seconds, Andrew? 19 seconds. 19 seconds left. And
Future Flyer.
And then Columbus wins in the shootout. Had Detroit held on and won that game, we were having a whole different conversation today.
Yeah.
Because then the Flyers have a cushion. They would have had a 3-point lead for the number 3 spot with 4 games to go. They would have had a game that they could potentially slip up and not have it affect them. But now they still have to, they got to go into this game tomorrow against Detroit and look at it as a must win again, right?
Yeah.
That's just kind of the way it is.
Here's the standings for those who are at home kind of wondering and are somehow incapable of pulling this up online. We got your back. This is Anthony's scenario. So the Islanders are also one that you can't look past.
I love that you make this so small on the screen.
Well, we don't have a choice because if I do it the other way, then it might take your face. Oh, it didn't. Look at that. It's a little bit bigger now. There you go. We don't all have old man eyes, People
don't need to see us.
People are capable of zooming in on the screen, But this is where things are at right now. And I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, a lot of times you make a coaching change and you do get the new coach bump. Torts is what, 4-0-0 now, I think, with Vegas since taking over for Cassidy. I'm not saying that the Islanders are going to run the table, but even like hypothetically, if they did, they're at 97 points. The Flyers would need at least 5, and they lose that tiebreaker as well. So the Flyers would need 6 out of the remaining 8. That, once again, underscores the importance of them keeping this going. You know, the Detroit game is critical in that it also affects a team that could be going for that wild card spot, and you're trying to get back those 2 points that you lost in regulation, most recently at Xfinity Mobile Arena. So that one, you probably say in terms of priority, is the highest right now. And it's funny because it feels like every single game we talk about, this is the most important game of the season. This is the most important game of this run. But every time it kind of has been true.
I don't think that they have been, though. Like, I've been the one that's been telling you that the game that mattered the most was the Islanders game. And I knew it going in to when we looked at it last week. And I would say that one will still remain that. And the outcome, of course, them winning was huge, will remain the biggest game in this run until they get to a point where it's clinch or be eliminated kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
I look at even tomorrow. I mean, that's a big game tomorrow. But even if they lose it, I don't think it's as big a game as that Islanders game was. I just don't. Because you are in a position
Look
of
at this stud.
Well,
thank goodness. The voice of reason is here. The voice of reason is here.
Also, they didn't have Thousand Island, so you got to house dressing.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining the show,
what's going on?
Jason Myrtetus. How you doing, fella?
Booster?
Yeah. I know.
I have
me between you and Russ. It's crazy.
I know.
This is going to make Ant's gigantic head even bigger now.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, they know what I like, the double duty on the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I could do just shots of the cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
Bring
me a shot of the cheese. I'll just do the cheese.
You know what, though?
How you doing?
I got the Krabby Sweets. You ever have them, the sweet potato fries?
Sweet potato
I'm not a big fan of the sweet potato.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Just in general?
No.
Yeah.
My daughter loves the sweet potatoes and everything. Hey, no, not a fan.
What do you got against the sweet potatoes?
It's the look.
Oh.
Really?
The look.
It's a visual thing for you. It's not a flavor?
I don't know. I never tasted it.
You're being potatoist over here.
Yeah, I mean, potato shouldn't be that color.
Potato elitist.
I am a potato elitist.
Jason, we're having this conversation about the standings right now, the importance of the Detroit game, and the way that you try to line this up with Vladar and Ersson. And it seems like the smartest play is you play Vladar tomorrow.
Sure.
You have to assess things. He probably plays again against Winnipeg. And then you have a real call to make in that back-to-back.
Well, I don't think there's a call in the back-to-back. I think you have to split them in the back-to-back. The numbers.
Yeah,
but I mean which matchup?
Which order?
What order? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the Carolina game and the Montreal game.
Correct.
I would probably go Ersson on the front of that.
Yeah.
To give, if you're going to go with Vladar for the 3 straight on the road trip, I would go Ersson, then Vladar.
I think it may depend on what the situation is.
Well, exertion levels, workload is all going to be part of it.
Right.
But you'd like to give the goalie that's gone 3 straight the extra day.
Yeah.
The numbers belie that beyond belief. And if you need both of those games, I think you still split them.
Right.
Because like we saw it in Detroit, when they went John Gibson back-to-back, the chances of you winning, starting a goaltender in a back-to-back with a far inferior backup opponent is way worse than starting that inferior goalie in the second end of the back.
Let me throw one crazy.
You got a caveat, all right.
One crazy scenario.
Do you know this man?
Crazy scenario at you. Let's just say, and I don't want to speak this into existence because fans will get mad at me, but let's just say they lose their next 2 games in regulation.
Okay, so they lose tomorrow night in Detroit
and Saturday in Winnipeg.
Buenas noches.
Not entirely out of the question.
Right. I'm just saying. So let's say that happens, and now all of a sudden Tuesday is do or die. You still riding Ersson?
Tuesday's do or die.
No, yeah. Monday would be do or.
I'm sorry, Monday.
Monday would be do or die.
Against Carolina.
Yeah, I'm riding Ersson because Tuesday can be do or die as well.
Well, they would both be.
Yeah,
if you lose both games of regulation.
Because I give them the extra day.
But here's the thought process that I have saying it could be the other way around. if that game means nothing to Montreal, the last game of the season, let's say they're locked into their spot, they may pull some guys out of the lineup.
Yeah, I don't see that happening though.
You might.
I mean, that whole division is tied at 102
right now,
and 2 points back of Carolina
right now. Like I was saying, depending on this. That's why I said it depends.
There's a lot of variables
on
here.
what the variables are. I could see a world where that could happen.
I don't like Ant putting this out into the world.
No,
I don't like this energy.
I think all of that stuff is on the table for sure.
Yeah.
I think the big key here too, when it comes to deciding who's playing when, and both goalies have played really well since the break. Matter of fact, Erson's actually played better since the Olympic break than has Vladar
overall.
If we're being all things, and as far as quality starts go, the only difference is this: Vladar has been the better goalie on the road,
100%
considerably this season,
100%.
And since the Olympic break, Erson's been the better goalie at home. Now, and part of that I think is Vladar, his ability to, which has been to me his most he has two traits that I think have been incredibly impressive, which I don't think he owned before this season. Number one is the ability to reset in game, not let one turn to two, not let two turn to three. He can give up the first goal on a muffin from outside the blue line. Doesn't matter. He shuts the door. He has an ability to reset. The hardest thing for a goalie to do. Easy to say, hard as hell to do.
Right.
And we have seen it sink many a talented goalie. Number one. Number two, the other thing that Vladar does extremely well is his ability to cover the bottom third laterally. He's a big guy. Most big guys are not explosive laterally because they don't have to be at a lot of times. He had the hip repaired. I remember talking to Kevin Weeks about this. He had the hip repaired, and his ability, in particular, we're going to get really in the weeds here now.
Don't get too far in the weeds.
I live in the weeds.
No, there's a reason that we can't get too far in the weeds. We're going to have to put a pin in the
we
conversation.
have David there. Okay.
Because you were...
Okay. His ability to move from right to left is always the stronger way to go.
We can go in the weeds as soon as we're done with David.
Well, let's talk to David.
You were talking,
I talked to David a few weeks ago, and I'm excited
You were talking about a big guy.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Big guy.
Joe said he wanted big boys on the blue line. David Jiricek, big boy.
All right, Anthony, go ahead and make the intro.
Joining us now here on Snow the Goalie.
Handsome, too.
Yeah, good. It's first time
Big boy.
I talked to him,
yeah. But for Russ and I, first time we've had an opportunity to talk to David Jiricek joining us from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. David, thanks for hopping on Snow the Goalie.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me here right now. So that'll be fun, I think. That'll be fun. Big boy.
Yeah, awesome.
I heard.
David, he was still dizzy from everything that had just taken place. You settled in a bit now, haven't you?
It's pretty good. I mean, still I'm at the hotel right now, so not ideal, but it's closer to the end of the season right now, so hopefully playoffs. But just a few weeks until the regular season, and we will see what's gonna happen after.
Awesome. Now, David, take us through what it's been like, since you've joined the Phantoms. How you feel, where your game is at, and how you feel like the development has come here, working with the Flyers staff and their development team.
Yeah, it's been for sure like different things, different stuff to learn and just get used to it. But I think that. Especially, I think here in Allentown in Lehigh, the facility is great. We have good arena, so that's easier. That helps for sure. And I'm honestly happy with my game right now, and just try to keep it going. And then that's last push in the season. So it's been grind. So just the last 5 games, and we'll see.
I want to go back really quick to your draft year. There were teams that were definitely in need of defensemen, and the Flyers were in position to theoretically pick you. Were there any conversations leading up to the draft that you had with the team?
Yeah, they were for sure. I thought for the first, when I entered the draft, when I went to the arena, I thought the Phillies gonna pick me, and so I was kind of disappointed after like after the fifth select, but Columbus picked me at six. So yeah, I was obviously happy after that, but that's different story. But yeah, there was a conversation there with the Flyers. Like uh, I was I was going there to like I think I'm going to Philly, but yep. It takes some time for sure after after the draft, but I ended up here anyway, so
Yeah, so I was going to ask you
I'm
about
happy
that.
right
Like,
now. Yeah.
how did it feel when this trade went down, and now you
Uh-huh.
finally do end up on this team that you
Yeah.
thought all along you could have ended up on?
Yep. That was really that was my first thought. That was my first thought, honestly. After the trade, I was like, oh yeah, Philly. I should suppose or I should go there. Like I supposed to go there in the draft. So yeah, I was kind of shocked, but on the other hand, I was happy too and excited for a new chapter.
As Paul McCartney once sang, the long and winding
There you
road.
go.
Here.
Yeah. There was some bumps on the road, but I still ended up here, so excited for sure.
Let me ask you real quick. How important has it been for you that when you got traded here to go to Lehigh Valley, stay in Lehigh Valley, and assimilate yourself to the organization without this yo-yo and back and forth?
Yeah, that's obviously that's for me. It was kind of tough season. Obviously, I was up and down a bunch in my career, so it honestly makes you stronger. Makes you like better mentally, but still, you just need to play and you just need to have like trust from the coaches. You just need to feel it. So that's my first impression, Phoenix, and I think coaches believe in me here. Uh, uh, I think I have their trust, so that's the most important thing to play and have fun out there. So that's the perfect setup for me. Just to know the people here in the organization and just get settled in.
What have they kind of wanted you to kind of work on since you got here? What has been the focus with the coaching staff to kind of get you going
Yeah.
in the right direction to come up to the big club eventually?
Yeah, yeah, we have a lot of chances on a decor too. So I mean, I play some games as a left defenseman. Uh, that's what I learn right now. It's a little bit different game. On your offset, but defensive game, playing the D zone. That was the main focus, and yeah, obviously still I just need to I just need to get better in everything. I'm still young player, so I just need to improving too.
Now, David, one of the things about Philadelphia fans. Well, first of all, let me ask you this before I get to that. What do you know about fans in Philadelphia? What have you been told? What have you always heard about the Philadelphia fans?
The first thought is they're crazy a little bit. That was my first thought. But when I played here, there was always a big crowd and there was always loud. So that's what I like. That's what I like to have fans involved, especially if these are your fans. And there's always stuff like if Philly score, there was a big crowd, there was a lot of loud. So that was like it was like if your opponent you don't like it, if you play for the team, that gets your momentum and you just keep going. So yeah.
Okay, so my follow-up question is
Uh-huh.
fans in Philadelphia, they fall in love with their athletes in a lot of different ways. So one of the ways is they get to know their athletes outside of what they do as an athlete. So what do you like to do? What does David Jiricek like to do when he's not playing hockey?
I could see him being good at chess. Good chess
Hey,
player.
honestly, I just watching other sports. Normal dude, just wanna have fun. go out, not for beers or maybe just one, but not for many. Maybe a little bit in the summertime, but not in the season. But yeah, I just like to hanging out with the guys and be around in the locker room and have fun.
What did it mean to you to sign the contract extension here? Because you are non-waiver exempt, which I see a 2-year deal, and that tells me, if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, that David Jiricek is on the Philadelphia Flyers coming out of camp next year.
I hope so. I hope so. I still have to work for it, but yeah, that's I think good deal. I think organization have a trust in me, so yeah, just gonna make it worse and keep going and work hard.
When you
That's
say
it.
you watch other sports, what other
Yeah.
sports do you like to watch?
I like tennis. Honestly, I like all the sports. Like if it's some big event, like Masters this week, I'm gonna watch Masters. I'm gonna watch everything like that, like Grand Slams. Like I'm watching tennis. I'm watching golf. I'm watching American football if they play. So yeah, just kind of like normal guys. Like I think you guys obviously watch sports too, right? So just go out, have dinner, and watch like soccer on TV. That's my joy.
Who's your soccer team?
But like like right now, I think like I'm like more like in England. I'm like Chelsea or like these teams like in like soccer. But yeah, I'm honestly like today was Champions League, so I was watching the Champions League today in soccer. So I'm just like to watch soccer on a bigger stage. World Cup's coming to Philly too, so we'll see.
Is that going to be a priority for you to try to get to a World Cup game?
Yeah, like Czechia when like Czechia's going, so they qualify for the World Cup, but they play in Mexico in the summer, so it's gonna be kind of hard because I'm going back to Europe. So I don't know if I'm gonna fly back, but maybe we'll see.
One of the guys we were talking about right before you came on is Dan Vladar. How well do you know Dan?
I, he texted me right after I got traded. If I need something, so yeah, he's a really good guy. But yeah, I don't know him really much. I know him a little bit from like Czech. Czech is not that big, so we know each other somehow, But I don't know him personally, so I'm excited to meet him.
He's already scouted out all the Czech restaurants in the area for us.
That's I love it. I love it. I hope they have a Czech beers too. I hope they have a Czech beers.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, if he hasn't checked out the Czech beer, pardon the pun, I'm sure that Jake Voracek will know exactly where to go.
I know. I play with Jakey. I play with Jakey in Columbus a little bit. Yeah. He told me the good things about Philly. Yeah. I love that guy. He's a great teammate. You have the same guy with like Phantomas, right? Gritty. That's Jakey. So so he's still around. So that's nice.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, David, listen, we appreciate you coming on the show with us today. Thank you so much for joining us here on Snow the Goalie, and we can't wait to have you come join us in Philly, and we'll chat, we'll talk, and maybe we'll even talk about what the best beers are to grab at a couple bars.
We'll get you on some crab fries too.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you guys. You guys doing a good job. David. So keep it going. All right. Thank you. Bye. Have a good night.
Take care. David Jiricek. Flyers' newest defenseman acquired at the trade deadline.
So he's with the team next year, right?
Yeah.
How can he not?
I mean, he's going to be picked up on waivers if he's not.
Absolutely. And not only that, I can almost assure you that if this team makes the playoffs, he's black aces.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Right? Like
as soon as Lehigh Valley just sent it, yeah, he's practicing with the team.
He's
no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, and if they're eliminated before the Flyers are done, I wouldn't be surprised if he's here then too.
I totally agree.
They have that one call up left, and I think that they're saving it for him in case that happens. So
yeah,
he could be here sooner rather than later.
He's going to be a really well liked player in the city.
He's a big boy.
You just know it.
Russ, he's a unicorn. He's a right side defenseman.
Yep.
They don't make unicorns a whole lot anymore, do they?
And he's got a personality too.
Yeah,
a bit of a personality.
So there was somebody. So I saw Ford said that guy is awesome, and there was somebody else who threw out the idea that he gives. Here it is. Rob South says, "Dude, I'm getting Brizgalov vibes. Not gonna lie, makes me laugh." As in, like, he just seems like a nice, fun dude.
I love
to be around.
I love
Good-
the fact
good
that
guy to add in.
I love the fact that he talked about going and getting beers twice.
Yeah.
Do we need to get Bob
That's
Clark?
priorities,
We need to
man.
get Bobby Clark on here.
Oh, you just get a bunch of guys together, go sit down on a boat, have a couple of beers, smack
I
a
called
guy.
up Clarky one time in the summer to interview him, and he answered. His wife gets him because he doesn't have a cell phone. He gets him. He's back in Flim Flam, and he gets on the phone. Hello, and I go, "Hey, Clarky, it's Jason. How you doing?" He goes, "Oh, just trying to hit him straight here in Flim Flam." You know, it's like, dude, you have lived some charmed life, brother.
Yeah,
Earned, but charmed.
yeah,
Correct.
for sure. Russ, you want to remind everyone where we're at?
I was
before we
I was about to look at you. You
Well,
look at me.
because
I look
have
at
the
you.
other-
You look at
I
me.
have the other live read.
We
that
are
I gotta
Chickies
do.
and Pete's. I'll tell you what. There is no better place on this beautiful planet of ours, or on the spaceship, on Artemis,
On
or on the
Artemis.
moon. You know, I bet you those astronauts when they were doing the revolution along the back side of the moon, the dark side of the moon. I bet you all those astronauts were thinking one thing. Man, I wish I could be at one of the 17 locations of Chickies and Pete's in the greater Philadelphia area. We even learned a week or two ago there's even a location out in Vegas. So if you're tuning in
Did you know
from
this?
out west,
What?
there's apparently
I had
Chickies
no
and Pete's in
idea
Las
there was a
Vegas.
Chickies and Pete's
Who
in Las
knew?
Vegas.
Why the heck did you invite me to this
See?
location to do Snow the Goalie and not Vegas? And we could have hung with torts.
Somebody's got to talk.
Oh yeah, that would
I
have gone.
could've. I
That
don't
would
know
have gone
about
over
you
well.
I could have hung with him. I don't know that you could have.
That's correct.
Not answering your questions.
You got that as a drop, Russ?
Oh yeah.
Oh, attaboy.
We got a lot of drops around here. Anyway, I'll tell you what doesn't drop. My calorie count. That's right, because when I come to Chickies and Pete's, I'm eating healthy, but I'm eating a lot. We get started out with the 12 cold shrimp, grilled chicken sandwich, got some crab fries, and I'll tell you what, Anthony SanFilippo wasn't far behind today. Ant, what'd you get?
I had the tailgate burger, ultimate tailgate burger, which is
burger?
awesome. Dude, the tailgate burger here, they put a crab cake on top of a burger.
I like the egg on the burger. I'm not a big fan. Anything that comes out of the ocean, I don't eat.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Or water.
Really?
Yeah. Which is a shame because
That
it's
is a
good
shame
for you.
Yeah.
Is
it's
that
a shame.
another thing where it's looking at it kind of thing?
No, texture.
Texture.
Yeah,
Really?
it's a texture thing
Texture
for me.
thing.
But there's so
Yeah.
much different texture from the ocean.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. Like,
It's
it
many
all
textures.
bothers me.
Wow.
Wow.
And I like fishing, which is the odd part, right?
Yeah.
Well, you
Um,
catch it, and somebody else makes it. And, you're a
You know,
hero.
Yeah.
I'll catch it for somebody not to eat, but I won't eat it. Okay.
Like, given my health situation, I could use like a lot of that protein.
Yeah.
But I just don't enjoy it,
How about it?
Yeah.
And then I had the Krabby Sweets, which you also won't have.
which is
So-
the sweet potato.
Because
The
you're
sweet
not a-
potato
That's what we
fries.
discussed
Yeah,
earlier in the
yeah,
program.
yeah. So that's what I had today.
Bundy typically gets a pizza. He gets a clam chowder, and he does the shrimp as well. So there are a plethora
Does
of
he
things
eat
that you
all
can
that
get.
on his own?
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't eat the whole pizza.
He eats about half of
He
it.
eats about half.
What does he leave like a half a pizza crust left?
Not like
No,
half. He
half
eats
a
like
pizza.
half the pizza.
All right.
Yeah.
He usually gives the other half to intern Andrew. Right?
And
Yeah,
intern happily downs that other half of the pizza.
Yeah.
When I
Anyway.
used to work with Anthony, and we did a lot of Chickies and Pete's.
Yeah.
He ate the whole pizza. And the crab fries.
You can eat the whole pizza too, and you can have some crab fries and a whole bunch of other stuff. Maybe the mussels in red, the mussels in white, whatever you want to do. You come on out to one of the 17 locations in the greater Philadelphia area. Enjoy a game at Chickies and Pete's. If you can't be at the game, what better place to go to watch the game than Chickies and Pete's? Of course, Thursday, unless you're going to go, I don't know why you would, drive out to Detroit. If it were me, I'd make plans to go to Chickies and Pete's. Come on out. Don't forget, next Wednesday, we are in Warrington for the final game of the regular season. We're putting that caveat because I believe, if your team, your town, your Philadelphia Flyers end up making the postseason, I believe we may be tacking on at least one more show.
Oh, we are doing a show every Wednesday while the team is still alive.
All right, so into June.
So, yeah, and I was about to
There you
say
go.
into June. All right.
So we
See,
are.
that's the kind of hopeful thinking you need to have.
Oh,
That's-
look at this.
Oh, did we get escargot? Did we get cannoli?
We just got
I did last
escargot.
I
night.
think we did.
We just got escargot.
He escargot us again.
So I get a text last night.
Yeah.
I rolled my ankle last night.
Yeah.
So I'll take you guys behind the scenes of the home studio.
Okay.
My basement is 19-foot ceiling, so I have like a stairway and a half to get down to the studio. And I listen to the radio broadcast so that I can reference things that Tim or maybe once in a blue moon Fridge says. Does that make sense? And I hear the Tyson Forster 3-1 goal call as I'm coming down. and I want to get down to see it. Now I'm 20 seconds ahead on the radio, which gives me ample time to get down there and really be able to see the goal and see what happened. So I'm rushing down. I got some food in my hand. I missed the last step.
Oh, geez.
And I rolled my ankle like I am buckled. I am on the ground like yelping like a seal.
Were you like Peter? Were you like Peter?
Laughing at
Were you
you
like
right
Peter
now.
Griffin on the side?
Did you see it? Did you see the tweet I put out?
I know, I saw it.
I'm pretty sure that your ankle
You should charge for that
is
picture. By the
not
way.
supposed to look like mine looked.
Do
So
you want- I can pull it up for the people
like
on the street.
that.
Oh yeah,
right?
I've been there.
And then my wife, of no help whatsoever, I got to rig together an ice pack with zip ties to watch the game, right? So I roll the ankle while I'm watching the game last night, and I forget where the heck I was going with this, but Tyson Forster scored. They ended up winning the game.
I'm going to share the image on the stream.
Oh,
to
so
the
I got
people watching.
cannoli is what I was going to
Yes.
say. Okay.
Yeah.
So I get this text. There's a delivery coming to your house from Anthony Coal-Fired Pizza or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I text my son who's not at home. He's at school. I go, did you order food? He goes, no. I text my wife. I go, did you order food? She goes, no. I come to find out Tony Escargot sends me cannolis at first. I don't know how the hell he got my address, which I'm not pleased with.
This is a whole thing. Yes.
Right? I got cannoli.
When he sent me cannoli, he sent it to a relative's house. Did not send it to mine.
He sent it to a fellow SanFilippo.
A fellow SanFilippo.
I was sitting at home working from home, and cannoli show. I think I might have been the first person to get cannoli, and I got a notification. I got a Grubhub notification. I got
That's
in.
what I got.
And you know what? It was during remember the ice storm?
Yep.
Like the snow and ice storm? And like the roads in my area were horrific. Under no circumstances would I have sent a delivery person out to go get cannoli. I didn't have the front step shoveled or anything, right? Like this delivery person shows up to the house, and I get a DM from Tony Escargot that says, hey, Tony is blessing you with cannoli. You know, Tony talks in the third person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird, but I appreciate it. And then I'm like, please tell me you didn't like send a delivery driver. Tony did. And so I go to the front door and I go to explain to the delivery driver, hey, I just want you to know, I didn't order this. Like, I didn't send you out. It was a guy from Twitter who has his name, Tony Escargot, in this weird avatar picture. And I caught myself and I realized how insane it sounded.
Yeah, the guy's going.
And so I just said, thank you. Thank you for the cannoli.
Well,
sir.
make sure you get a photo so we can tweet it out from the Snow the Goalie.
Well, you pick it up. You get it.
Did you say drop the gun, take the cannoli?
There you go.
Here, hold it up. All right, Jason, come here. We'll do one of these. You know, we'll get a little escargot. All right, there we go.
There we go.
See, the worst part is
Amadeo can do that.
He's a good man.
The worst part is I don't like cannolis.
You don't like anything.
I know.
You don't like anything.
Could you send me a pudding?
Butterscotch?
No. Chocolate. I
just
don't even go chocolate vanilla.
I'll tell you what, the worst part about this is, like, we all want to believe, and I do think that Tony Escargot is probably a great guy, Mensch the Sench kind of dude.
Clearly he is. He's just doing that.
But, like, what if he's not? Like, what if
they're poisoned?
What if Tony Escargot is, like, actually, like, a
serial killer?
Yeah. And they're
the
like,
guy who drives a windowless van.
And then one of these times, we're going to find out somebody shows up, dead.
No, not because of the cannoli. No, not because of the cannoli. Just because, like, maybe he was like,
we're going to see this Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
Of how he poisoned 68 people with cannolis.
He was using Flyers media people as test subjects to see, can he find the address, can he send it, and then Anyway, we thank Tony Escargot.
I got to talk to our buddy Brandon Ficarra about this.
Yeah,
he's Mr. Documentary guy.
Oh, you're right.
Anyway, a nice documentary, man.
All right,
that's a good one.
So
anyway, we got to get to our. I don't want to lose it. I have one more.
Oh, you lost it already.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Go ahead.
No, we have a sponsored read that I got to do.
Oh, you want to help you?
Yeah, no, because you're gonna. Well, yes and no, because you are going to help by making a prediction here.
It's that point in the show where it's time to talk about the weekly Payroll Service Solutions Player of the Week. Anthony,
brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. Now, Jason, the way this works is we look at every Flyers game that occurred in the last week since we last did a show. So there's 4 games. That was the loss to Detroit last Thursday, the win in Long Island, the win over Boston, and the win over New Jersey. So 4 games, and we have to pick who we believe should be the player of the week, the Payroll Service Solutions Player of the Week based on those 4 games.
What I've learned in my 4 years of broadcasting is give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Porter Martin.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's huge, right?
I mean, he's changed everything. I mean, Tyson Forster's been great.
That was my guy. Forster was going to be my guy. Only because I think Forster has played overall slightly better hockey than Martone.
Yeah, I mean, the back check in one game.
The back check that was unbelievable.
Like,
right?
I didn't think he could skate like that. I thought there was a jetpack attached to
the
his
back
rear end.
check, that play is everything that you want out of a player.
Yeah, that's the 200-foot thing.
Yeah, right. It's everything.
It's what I preach, that a goal prevented is as important as a goal scored.
Correct. And not only, by the way, not only did he prevent that goal, but then he went and scored 3 of them.
Yeah.
After not playing for 49 games, right? So that's why I was going Forster. But I understand Martone being the other choice.
Yeah.
I really would be my number 2. And unfortunately, the guy that's won the most of these for us this year, Dan Vladar, would probably be number 3 this week. Not that he doesn't deserve it. He certainly does. But how do you look past the difference that Martone and Forster have?
Zegras is kind of in that conversation a little bit. A little bit,
yeah.
The thing about Martone is all 3 of his assists are primary. The first one, obviously, he shoots basically into connecting and ends up in it.
Right.
Yep. We thought it was his first goal. The second one, we're taught from squirt. You don't learn this in Mike because you're not smart enough yet. But in squirt, you work on breakouts every practice until you're in June.
That touch pass between his legs?
Well, it's a typical D-to-D center curl, and that pass off the half wall is a 45-degree pass to get the guy in motion on the center curl. If that pass wasn't 45 degrees, it was 45.2. Like, that's how perfect it was.
Right.
But it wasn't gathered. It was just redirected through his legs.
Yeah.
To get Dvorak going in full speed and full motion, which then creates the odd man rush, and Dvorak ends up burying it by looking off the goaltender a bit. So that's a tremendous assist. And then again, the assist to Zegras,
incredible at high speed.
Was that a pass or was that an 87-mile-an-hour pass?
Yeah,
like that thing had heat on it.
Yeah,
and you got to give Zegras credit because you got to be heavy on your stick just to receive that to redirect it. To me, he's one of those guys that does everything hard, which is a great way to learn in the NHL. And then obviously the goal. You're going to get your first goal in
overtime winner.
Yeah. And it's a rebound of your own.
So you went Martone. You went
Forster,
which means I'm the tiebreaker.
Which I know I lose.
Yeah, you're going Martone.
I'm going to award a very rare split decision. I can't differentiate between the two. I think that there is a case to be made that the Martone and Forster additions together have fundamentally altered this entire season for this team.
Now take it further, franchise.
And I would not, under any circumstances, put one above the other. What Martone has been able to accomplish at such a young age, at such a late stage in this season, is incredible. What Forster has been able to do after missing so much time and looking like he hasn't missed a step, and automatically returns to the lineup and becomes arguably their most dangerous goal scorer, I'm not going to split the difference. I'm not going to King Solomon this baby. We're not giving half to you and half to you. Nay.
Well,
we're rocking and rolling with it. Co-players of the week.
Were you guys kind of in the same way I was thinking about this? I wasn't expecting Forster to come back when he did. I talked to Danny a few days earlier. And it was kind of like, he's getting close, but we're not going to be we're not going to incur any risk. And I know for a fact that Tyson was wearing out a path from the locker room to Tockett's office to Danny's office and wearing out a hole in the door, begging to play. And I didn't expect it. And then all of a sudden you see it, and it happens to coincide with Martone. And they show this depth on the screen. And you see Martone, you see Forster. And all of a sudden you went, whoa, something just kind of clicked.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, a lot of the rebuild started to make a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's work to be done. They need more in the middle. I still think you need another D, although I don't think you need a superstar right D. You need some semblance of a top pairing right D so that Sanheim plays on that left side because Ristolainen is not going to be here forever, even though he's playing, I think, at that level. And I looked at it and I just said, wow, all of a sudden it looks a whole lot different around here on a team where they could have a 3-on-0 and not get a shot on goal. Because it was, here, no, you shoot. Nobody would shoot the freaking puck.
Now they got two guys who are like, yeah, I'll shoot, no problem.
Now they got triggers.
No problem.
And Martone comes in his first 2 games. What does he do? 14 shots on goal for an NHL record.
NHL record.
Yeah,
NHL record.
So, I mean, it just changes, and it just goes to show you. Go back to 1920. That offseason, they knew Nolan Patrick wasn't going to be available that year because he had the head issues. So they went out that offseason, and they grabbed 3 guys. They grabbed Kevin Hayes. They overpaid him, clearly. They grabbed Matt Niskanen off the heap of the end of his career.
Yep.
Put him on a top pair of Provorov.
Chuck is still waiting at the altar for him to come back.
And they grabbed Tyler Pitlick, who, if you can find a more like just prototypical role player, but those 3 guys changed everything
that year.
Yeah. It wasn't sustainable because Niskanen retired. Hayes started.
Stunk.
I mean, he went from drifting to the middle of the ice and curling to the middle of the ice to looking for the hot girl in the 3rd row and drifting to the outside all day.
Yeah.
I mean, he would just drift to the outside. He'd be like, where are you going, dude? You always drift to the middle of the ice. And those things change. But those 3 innocuous additions changed a team. The addition of Forster being back, Martone, and I know a lot of people will say, well, the only reason they are where they are is Vladar's bailed them out and they've gotten great goaltending. Well, last I checked the goalies on the team, we've been pining for a guy who could stop a puck around here forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I say it all the time. First of all, goaltending doesn't happen in a vacuum. Product of his environment. Number 1. Number 2, I will never, ever apologize for good goaltending because we see teams win the cup with it all the time. Do you think Tampa's ever apologized for Andrei Vasilevsky?
No.
Or Florida for Sergei Bobrovsky?
No, I mean, that came up when we had a talk on at the Carnival.
Yeah, he's a huge part of the team.
About does the goalie play kind of cover up some issues? And Talk even said at the time, go ask John Cooper if he feels like Vasilevsky does that. Well, of course he does.
How does that team play in front of him? Because that guy's back there.
Correct.
Right.
They take so much risk
Because they
he's been
know
a human eraser.
Yeah. They know that
So
if they
good.
make a mistake, it's not going to end up in the back of the net.
When
There's
you got
another
bad goaltending. It plays forward so poorly.
There's another thing that has fundamentally changed, and we're going to get to it in a second. But Anthony, we got to close this out.
Yes. So
We didn't even get to it.
yeah, no, we did. We
did,
we
okay.
picked it. We picked our winners, right? So co-players of the week are Porter Martone and Tyson Forster, and that was brought to you once again by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Payroll Service Solutions caters to the small and medium-sized business to handle all of your payroll needs. Once again, call them at 1-866-PAY-EASY.
If you got a big old business, keep it to yourself. All right. There's one other thing that has changed, though, and it makes the lineup make even more sense. Trevor Zegras is playing center. And I know that was a lightning rod topic early in the year. And it's a thing that I continued for months to bang my head on the table about.
I disagreed with you for a while on this too.
But you needed to see what was going to happen. Like, you needed to me, unless it was some like 4D chess thing where you're trying to negotiate the number down by having him play wing instead of center. To me, it's like, all right, year 3 of a rebuild. You gotta know once and for all, is this guy a center? And by the way, it's the first year of the head coach. So like, you need to kind of figure out over a 30 or 40 game span, can he play center for this coach? And they seem so hesitant to do it, so reluctant to do it. But once the Brink trade happens, Martone comes in, Forster comes in. They had started to experiment with it a little bit before that, but
I think
Zegras playing at center. So far, it's not perfect. Like, nobody's going to tell you it's perfect. He didn't all of a sudden become a great face-off guy. And yet,
that can be learned, though.
It works. Like, this right now works, and it helps to clear up that glut of wings.
Well, frankly,
what have you
I
thought?
don't know where you put him on the wing.
Yeah.
Anymore. When you look at the depth chart, Danny still has to move some wings even without him being a winger. I think it started, Russ, when he was put together with Tippett.
Yeah.
We've been looking for a guy that can play with Tippett, where Tippett could create offense by committee, not by himself. He's this rocket ship, right, where he can get the puck anywhere on the ice and do all this crazy stuff on his own. But can he manufacture offense with line mates? And I've yet to see that with consistency until this year, and in particular, until he played with Trevor Zegras. Now, I didn't want Zegras in the middle for this reason. I didn't think it was advantageous for Zegras to be trailing a transition opportunity. I want him leading it all day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Him trailing it to me, playing deeper in his own zone, down below the dots, which often a center does, I thought would be not using his skill set to its highest ability. Although I think he's a much more willing defender than I thought he was. I was wrong about that. But with him in the middle and playing with Tippett, he has cracked the code. And the code is this. He knows when to get to Tippett the puck by himself in space to wind up. And he also knows how to get him the puck after he's wound up to play fast. And I wasn't sure if Forster was going to derail that maybe a little bit. I know now it's not going to. And I know now that if you tell me that Zegras in the middle with Tippett on the right, and maybe that left guy changes from time to time as we see things stale out in time. I know those two can play together, and I think that's a pretty damn good second line. And I think it solves a big problem.
Okay. And now let me
not solve it.
Yeah,
It doesn't, but it does change the calculus on the offseason, which you don't want to look to yet.
But does it?
It does.
No, and this is where I'm going to push back against what you guys are saying. So, and I would look. Zegras has played well in this time that he's been in this role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we are talking about 1 month of hockey. Okay,
now you're 5.5, 6 weeks. Here.
Okay, a month and a half of hockey. No, he didn't really get into the center spot until he didn't really play center until Brink got traded. He was kind of still in that hybrid, like pure center role wasn't until after the Penguins game, which was after the deadline, right?
A 5 to 6 week period that has had arguably some of the most, if not the most important games of the year.
No, but I get it. But here's the thing: are you going to take that right and sit there? Okay, look, it's been great, and he's played really well, and you sit there and say 1 month of hockey is enough for me to say that's what the future is going to be? Or do you look at how he played it before and say, okay, there's that possibility as well that it could fall off? I'm okay if you're sitting there going second line. But now you're looking at it and saying, okay, if Zegras is a center for you next year, Dvorak's a center for you next year, Noah Cates is a center for you next year,
and Couturier or Glendening is the center for you next year.
Right. So are you now not getting a center? In which case, then Zegras is still your number one. And I'm not sure I like that as a number one center. I don't either. Well, I don't think you are progressing in where you you're still a good team. You're a decent team. You're a competitive team.
But you're not elite.
But you're not a Stanley Cup contending team with Trevor Zegras as a top line center.
Yeah,
and that's the concern.
I don't think anybody's arguing that, but
but it is. But that's what the story that's out there.
Who's calling him a 1C?
The story that's out there and what everybody's now, the narrative that's kind of out there now is, well, maybe the Flyers don't need to go out and get this. They don't need to change the center depth because of how Zegras is playing. And I wrote a story about this, I wrote the story this morning, cautioning that you cannot take this and say, this is our centers. These are our centers next year, and we're going to be fine.
Who, for the love of God, has said that is the center core for next year?
Oh, it's out there.
Where? All
right.
Part of the equation here too is what are the other options?
Well, and so there's case in point, right? Like, no, this isn't your center core for next year.
Amadeo, bookmark this one because
this is not a thing. Like, if you're the only people I could possibly see saying, oh, yeah, this is your center core next year are the ones who were happy to kind of be in the mushy middle about a month and a half ago. The rest of us who kind of live in the reality of, hey, we'd like to be a contending team, those people are the ones who are going, all right, maybe Zegras is your 2C, and maybe because the wings are as good as they are, maybe you don't have to move heaven and earth in a trade for, like, say, an Austin Matthews and gut your team, right? Maybe it allows you to go out and say, all right, if there's another 2C that's out there and isn't going to break the bank, maybe that's something that you do look at more intently, and you say, hey, based on how these wings are playing and based on what we think they project to be, maybe you can do that for another year until perhaps 2027 rolls around, and maybe there is a center that becomes available. Maybe there is a guy who develops into being somebody who could be part of this team. Or you could still play the offer sheet game if you think that Danny Briere wants to kind of go big huevos move an offer sheet of Fantilli or a Carlson, I don't look at this and say these are the centers. Absolutely not.
Rising cap world, I think the offer sheet's becoming mute.
Go.
I think teams have so much space.
Go
They
read.
do.
Go read Anthony DeMarco's article that he put out. Okay, where
Uh-huh.
he's talked to some people in the Flyers organization, and I think that sometimes it's easy to get drunk on success, and I think that what you're seeing now is something that's working in the moment, and it's easy to fall into the trap of, well, this worked now, and it's getting it could get us to the playoffs, and maybe we win around, and we're really excited about this group as it's situated, and we don't fix it for next year. And I'm telling you, your power play is a disaster.
It's a gong show.
Even with this group, it'll be.
And there's talent there.
It'll be a little bit better with Martone once he's on the top power play unit, right? And having Forcer for a full year, like it will be a little bit better. But
Will it?
Well, a little bit.
You promise?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's not going to be dead last.
I'd like a promissory note on that.
I will make a promise that the Flyers do not finish 30th.
Because I'm so friggin' done with talking
I just
about it.
can't
power
believe
play.
that this is a thought process. I'm chronically online. I have yet to see anybody even remotely recommend run it back with these centers. Absolutely not. In a good scenario,
If you want to move forward, you got to grab somebody else.
In a good scenario, do we say Noah Cates as your 4C is probably the best outcome? Because that would mean that you've added somebody higher up. Or do we think Noah Cates should be a 3C?
He's a 3. He's a 3. Because he's as good as he is defensively, as a 200-foot player, he's a 30C.
Yeah, because if you make him a 4C, he is going to be out of here like Vladimir.
Yeah.
So then the
His
question
first
is,
chance
well,
he
then you have the question around Dvorak, then, don't you? Like, you're not going to move him to wing.
Why not?
Why would you? And where does
Well,
Dvorak?
if you grab a top center.
If you
If you grab a
grab
top center, if you grab a top center,
and then where does Dvorak
somebody's
play?
got to move to the wing.
So where does Dvorak play? In that,
Third-line wing.
Third line wing. Yeah.
In a checking role that also can
With-
Kate's not a great face-off guy.
Yeah.
Certain sides of the ice, he's your face-off guy. Penalty killer.
okay,
Yeah. Anyway,
maybe.
I'm just saying. I know you
Well,
didn't expect. I know you
no,
didn't
it's
expect
just-
this to go there,
Well,
but I'm
because
just telling you,
it's a stupid place to go. Like if Danny,
it's
if
not
Danny
stupid
Briere,
when it's being talked about
Now-
internally.
no, well, so but that's the problem, right? And I mean no disrespect. All right, to quote the Stephen A. Smith thing, I mean no disrespect, but like Anthony DeMarco's job is similar to what a lot of the national guys' job is. It's to go out and to speculate and to throw things against a wall and see what sticks. Do I take any of it as gospel? No. You are in the business of information trading. I don't know if you saw it. Diana Rossini
Quid pro quo.
and Mike Vrabel were having a nice little moment as platonic friends atop at a pool, right?
Is that what that was?
Now I don't know if I'm saying that Anthony DeMarco's out there sipping martinis or something, or sipping a daiquiri with somebody from the Flyers front office. But what I'm saying is, like, am I going to take that as gospel? No, that's speculative. And here's the thing: if Danny Briere right now looks at this group, if he looks at these centers and he says to himself, "Yeah, that's the group," then Danny has to have a come to Jesus moment. And I think he's smart. I think he's smarter than that.
I can't wait for that Russ Joy show on the second week of July.
I think he is smarter than that. I have to believe he's smarter than that. Because if you look at these centers and that's your thought, then you have to take. We were having a positive show.
This will be my final thoughts. I know we got to go.
Yeah.
This thing, it doesn't reach a goal line. It's going to constantly evolve and amalgamate and change, especially when you get into the playoffs. And you go, wow, we thought that we had a really good team that was built for the playoffs, but boy, this guy comes up really small when every inch is contested. We need a little bit more of this. What did the Tampa Bay Lightning do to win? They got swept by Columbus.
Yep.
Because Columbus did what? They made them play with pace, and they hated playing with pace. So what did they do? They went out in that offseason. They signed two guys, Barkley Gaudreau and Blake Coleman.
Yep.
Hardly pace players. And they won 2 back-to-back Stanley Cups. You got to build the team.
Yep.
You can build a wagon of a regular season team. It's great. It's fun. Have fun. Be the Toronto Maple Leafs and pile it up during the regular season. When you get to the playoffs, don't wonder why you're going home every year.
Yeah. Well, that'll be it for us. We have to wrap this puppy up here because they have their.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Their quizzo. Thanks to Jason.
Jason Myrtetus was here. Big thank you to
Jason
him. Big
Myrtetus.
thank you to David Jiricek for checking in remotely. We
Thanks
will
to
wish
our,
those Phantoms a lot of luck as well.
Yeah, our engineers, Chris Ermer and intern Andrew over there on the ones and twos. We will see you guys next week from Chickies and Pete's and in Warrington for the final regular season Snow the Goalie.
And we'll be down at Xfinity Mobile Arena for a back-to-back.
On Monday and Tuesday for the Press Row Show. So be sure to join us there. For Russ, I'm Ant, signing us off instead of him. Have a great day, everyone. We'll talk to you again soon.
We love you, Bundy. We'll talk to you soon, too.